this video, you'll learn how to program your therapy settings using the Carb Counting option in the InPen app. To get started, you will need your personal therapy settings from your healthcare provider. You can find these on your InPen prescription form. If you are not sure what your settings are, check with your prescriber. Open the InPen app and tap Settings. Then tap Therapy Settings. Read the safety message and tap Proceed. Tap on Rapid Acting, then Meal Therapy. Select Carb Counting. You will need to set a value on each line. Let's go through these so that you know what they are. First is the maximum calculated dose. This is the maximum dose that your healthcare provider has determined is safe for you. If a single dose recommendation or the total of recent doses plus the recommendation exceeds the maximum calculated dose setting, an alert will be displayed. You'll refer to the instructions given by your healthcare provider. In this example, we're going to set this at 20 units. Next is duration of insulin action. This is the amount of time that insulin is actively lowering your blood glucose. It is used to calculate active insulin and the blue circles on the timeline. In this example, we will use 4 hours. Then you'll go to time of day settings. By default, this is disabled, and the target blood glucose and insulin sensitivity factor are constant throughout the day. If recommended by your healthcare provider, you can slide the switch to the right to set these parameters to 4 different values throughout the day. To disable this feature, toggle back to the left. If the time of day settings are enabled, you'll need to select the time periods. So when these are enabled, please select the start time for each new set of parameters. Each day at the time selected, the parameters in the column beneath it will be active until the column's time is reached. Tap the time to adjust it. Note that the times must be in order and cannot overlap. Now we'll set the target blood glucose. This is the blood glucose value you are trying to achieve. When entering a blood glucose value into the dose calculator, it will recommend the amount of insulin or carbs to return to this target value. In this case, we will set it at 110 milligrams per deciliter. Next, you'll go to the insulin sensitivity factor. This indicates how many milligrams per deciliter 1 unit of insulin will drop your blood sugar. In this case, let's set that at 50. Again, those instructions will be on the form from your healthcare provider. Next, we'll enter the insulin to carb ratio. Remember, these will be on the instructions from your healthcare provider. If you have more than one time of day setting, you'll need to enter an insulin to carb ratio for each time period. In this case, we only have one time period, so we'll use an example of 15. Last, you'll want to toggle the active insulin display to the right to enable that feature. This will allow your remaining active insulin to show on your app's home screen. Once you've programmed your therapy settings, you'll be able to use them to calculate your dose. From the home screen, tap Calculate Dose on the top of the screen. If you've tested your blood glucose, you can enter that in the purple box. If you use a connected blood glucose monitor and share it through Apple Health, your blood glucose will be pre-populated. If you have not tested a blood glucose, just leave that purple box blank. Next, tap the green box and enter the amount of carbs you plan to eat. The math used to calculate the dose may be displayed by tapping the blue recommendation box at the top of the screen. Tap Save to return to the home screen. Then, use the InPen to prime and deliver the recommended dose. The home screen is now updated with the last dose and active insulin. Now you know how to program and calculate a carb counting dose with your InPen.